Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
Hi, I'm Miguel. And you're listening to SoundWaves.
Hey everyone, we're back with a new episode of SoundWaves, and today I have Miguel with me.
Joker, it's overrated by far. No questions asked.
And we're going to talk about Joker, if you couldn't already tell.
It's overrated, dude. First of all, I had high expectations for the movie. First of all, I was excited. It was the first Joker movie in his, 70 plus history, going on to 76, 77 years. I was expecting something dark, something gruesome, something wholesome. And the Joker, the clown prince of crime, killed maybe 5-6 people the whole movie?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, the Joker? Really? What do you think about that?
How many people were you expecting him to kill?
Masses, dude.
Hundreds of people? Thousands?
Thousands, bro. I was expecting him to, put people, hostages, hold the whole building hostage. The freaking place where he shoots up the Murray show with Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be just like in The Dark Knight Returns, where he just shoots everyone up.
Uh-huh.
He just shot the freaking host.
Wait.
The Joker, I know, would have killed everyone.
Okay, so yeah, even though I do agree that he didn't kill that many people, I think that's fine because, I don't know whether or not they're going to make a sequel to this one, but I think this was more supposed to be his origin story.
Sorry, I'm dying in the back.
It was supposed to be his origin story, so I think it makes sense that he doesn't kill that many people. And also, you said that I think it was pretty dark. You don't think it was dark? He killed
people were walking out of the theater. I was expecting something I've never seen before. I had all these reports you can't watch Joker, it's too violent, violent movies. I was expecting something I've never seen before, and I was like, dude, I thought Watchmen was darker than the Joker, dude.
Yeah, we could talk about the media because I think they definitely did blow it out of proportion.
That's what I said. It's overrated. The Joker, it's a good film. Don't get me wrong, but it's overrated. Everyone made it seem like it was some life-changing story, but it's the first just mainstream dark story told besides Logan, but Logan wasn't the villain story.
I think as a movie, I don't think it was overrated. I think all the people that said it was a good movie, that it was a great movie and dark were right, but the people who said that it was gonna inspire mass shooters, they're the ones who blew it out of proportion. But that's not that didn't make my expectations for the movie higher.
If anything, I feel it would decrease mass shooters because everyone's sympathetic towards people now. Anyways, what I was gonna say is it's a good movie on its own. It's a terrible Joker movie. It doesn't encapsulate what the Joker actually is, dude. Having sympathy to the Joker just totally takes away from the character because there's two things that make a great villain. One who generally thinks what he's doing is right, like Thanos, and one who's just utterly chaotic, as in the sense that, like Alfred said, some men just want to watch the world burn. Mm-hmm. And that's the Joker. And I didn't get that aspect from him.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I see that. And I think that's why it's good that you're the comic book perspective on this, and I'm the movie perspective on this. So you were disappointed because it didn't live up to the comic book Joker.
But as a movie,
I think it was really a really important movie because this is a really popular topic right now.
No, I'm all for the theme. The theme's good, and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge movie person. I literally work at a movie store. But anyways, I just feel there was so much. The theme is so beautiful, but they missed way so much opportunities.
For the Joker, right?
Yeah.
Because if
just the movie, to touch the audience, the Joker is supposed to encapsulate, just one bad day could drive a man crazy, and I feel like they didn't torture the Joker enough in life, Iron Man says, "Boo-hoo, your mom died or your dad died," man up. You know what I mean? It happens to everyone. You could be good or bad off of it, but I don't think the Joker was mistreated in the ways that other people should. I mean, Superman got bullied in Man of Steel. You could have done so much more to the character. You could have gotten him some 13 Reasons Why stuff. Gotten him raped or something. I don't know, something that's crazy that no one has ever gone through. Something that really makes you think. Or maybe the Joker's supposed to be crazy. He's psychotic. He's a manifestation of insane. Or maybe he's super sane. Maybe he questions his life.
Super sane.
Yeah, have you?
He's super sane.
Super sane would be in the comic book world, right?
No.
Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. maybe he could have been aware that he's in a movie. Maybe he could think that's all a big joke. Maybe he could be narrating inside the movie and think that it doesn't matter because life is a movie, but in reality, that would be life. And he thinks he's being some crazy, like, movie guy. Like, don't you think that'd be cool?
I don't know, because that's like, you said you didn't want to see anything that we've seen before, but that we've seen that before with Deadpool. So I think they did a good job on...
But here's the thing about Deadpool. I mean, here's the thing. We could... In Deadpool, he's self-aware, and the characters are self-aware. But if the Joker was self-aware to something there's not to be self-aware, like, the whole world could be telling him, yo, this isn't a movie, bro. Like, this is real life. And he's like, nah, it's a movie. You know, none of this matters in the end. Have you ever seen that SpongeBob episode where, gosh, I'm such a nerd. But anyways, have you seen that SpongeBob episode where Mr. Krabs is like, it's okay, I'll wake up from a dream at some point. And the Flying Dutchman's supposedly gonna send him to, like, Davy Jones' locker, dude. I totally thought, like... I don't know, I feel like the Joker, they could have done so much more with the character. And with the movie.
I do see what you're saying about the Joker character. But I think that's why it's good, because I didn't have expectations to see the Joker, the comic book character, because I didn't think, oh, I want to see the Joker this way because this is what...
I'm all for reimagining.
Because this is what he's about.
He just wasn't crazy to me. Like, I don't know, he wasn't that... Dude, he's a guy in a clown to you. Like,
I think
like, what makes the Joker, like, so formidable, such a formidable opponent, is that he's crazy. But this Joker wasn't crazy. He didn't want to really hurt anybody.
I think he was pretty crazy.
He didn't want to hurt anybody who didn't do him dirty. You know what I mean?
I think it depends on your perception of crazy, because, like, he wasn't crazy. He wasn't really crazy at the beginning, but over the course of the movie, which is what I really liked, they did show his soul kind of being chipped away.
Well, definitely. But what was the big like scene? He shot someone who was like, it's all the rich, you know, some libtards. I mean, what? Okay, so like he was just like, you know, he just shot a rich guy, but he didn't kill everybody else. He was just like, it's all your guys' fault, you know. The thing about mental illness is that you're supposed to act like you're not. Like, he didn't want to kill anyone. He wouldn't have killed anyone with mental illness, whereas the Joker I know would have, like, horribly I don't even know the word. The words I'm trying to explain the Joker, like, honestly haven't been invented yet, because he's, like, psychotic.
I think that's why I like this movie, because it shows that anybody, or maybe not anybody, but, like, it's not a far leap from a normal person to the Joker, because all you need are, like...
No, I see that. I feel like that's
like, these are natural occurrences.
I feel like that's what's the spark from it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, people getting bullied. I've seen lots of memes where it's like everyone talking to the lonely kid after seeing the Joker, like, arm around him and stuff, and I don't know. It's just weird. But I don't know. Me watching this movie as a comic book fan was really let down.
How about as a movie fan?
Granted, as a movie fan, it still wasn't that good.
Have you seen Taxi Driver?
I have not seen Taxi Driver.
Have you seen The King of Comedy?
I have not.
Okay, because those are the two movies that they referenced, or that the director said that he referenced the most, and, like, he was trying to emulate those films, because they're both kind of about, like, a guy that's insane, and so Taxi Driver is the guy's insane, and he, like, tries to save a girl from prostitution. That's, like, the end of the movie, though. And he tries to assassinate a politician, and they don't really explain why for either of those things. Like, he just does it. And
oops.
And with The King of Comedy, it's about an insane guy who kidnaps a talk show host because he's a struggling comedian and he wants to have his chance at the spotlight. And so I feel like if you watch Taxi Driver specifically, you'll kind of appreciate this movie more and see where it's trying to lead. Like, you kind of see the inspiration behind it.
I need to catch up on movies. Like, I really do. I've been lacking on that. Dude,
what movies did you watch over the summer?
None. I watched Spider-Man.
Bruh.
I've been to the only movie, this was the first movie I've seen all year. That was
really?
an MCU.
Oh, that wasn't him? Okay.
Besides Hobbs and Shaw, and I totally forgot that I saw Hobbs and Shaw. Which was a good movie, by the way. It was funny. Did you see it?
Yep. I saw it in 4DX. Have you gone to that?
I have not.
You need to go to it.
I haven't, but I was gonna watch it for Spider-Man: Homecoming, but I didn't want to. I don't want to smell bad gas. That's what I don't want to do.
It's not with Hobbs and Shaw. They didn't spray anything. I don't think like any smells. They sprayed water, but that was it.
That's good, dude. The first time going 4DX was in Vegas. It was crazy, but it's like a ride. It's crazy, but now, dude, technology is so crazy. Like, dude, you remember how expensive 4K TVs used to be?
Yeah.
Now they're so cheap, bro. It's crazy. God bless technology.
Okay, so what would you give Joker out of 10?
Probably 7.
7?
7.
Ooh, that's kind of low.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
7.5. 7.5 is fair.
I would give it a 9 point. What did I say? I think I said like a 9. I think I'd give it a 9.
I see that. I mean, it's definitely one of its kind. Like, it's not.
I think it was really powerful. Like, because the whole point of this Joker was to show that we need to be more kind to people and more.
See, that's another aspect I was getting at. As like a comic book person, it's like, bro, keep it real. Like, most comic book people are freaking nerds. They're nice people, you know. There's very few comic douchebags out there. But, you know, to this cast, that's why I felt like this movie wasn't made for a movie audience or for a comic book audience. It was made for mainstream America, you know, liberal America, you know. And I feel like that's why I was let down. It's like it was trying to reach the broad audience. It's just like Endgame, bro. I did not think Endgame was that good. It was the most satisfying movie I've seen in my life. But as a film on its own, it was pretty terrible.
Yeah, I kind of see that.
Okay, going back and rewatching it, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's difficult to rewatch because once you already know what's going to happen, usually a good movie, even if you know the end, you can rewatch it multiple times.
Yeah, dude, The Dark Knight. I could rewatch that so much.
Yeah, I know, but with Endgame, you know the ending, and watching is kind of tedious because they're just going and getting the stones.
Yeah. And
then they have to bring everybody back and then fight Thanos.
I felt like Endgame was a tribute. Like, the first time I saw Endgame, I saw it with Jose Medina, and dude, it was crazy. It was the best experience I've had watching a movie in my life, dude. Let me tell you, dude, everyone was dressed up. I got in shows for the earliest screenings. I bought them like 2 months in advance. And the whole time, everyone was just clapping. Like, it felt like my life was flashing before my eyes. Like, it literally felt like that because it was like 11 years in. It's like, and then it was crazy was that our prom was that Saturday.
Oh yeah, I went to Endgame instead of prom.
I went to Endgame on Thursday, and before prom, like right before prom, I went to see Endgame again. Like, you know, amazing. But Endgame felt like it was just saying goodbye to like a 10-year season show. But it's basically what it felt like.
Yeah.
But as a movie, it was pretty terrible. But it wasn't meant to be like some great, you know, standalone film. Like, for example, like a Good Will Hunting, you know? It was meant to satisfy the masses.
Yeah. I heard that, like, I forgot who it was, but somebody said that Endgame is more like an experience than a movie. And I do agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, sometimes that is fun, though. Like, movies that are just experiences.
Yeah, like definitely.
I don't know if you saw the newest Annabelle, but I just rewatched it, yesterday or 2 days ago.
I don't do scary movies, dude.
What, you don't?
I don't. I was a little bitch as a kid, dude. Like, a little, like, it was so bad, I would not do scary movies.
Well, then we gotta go watch a horror movie.
Now I'm not even scared, but now it's just...
Well, yeah, see,
now it's just the inner Christian in me. It's like, dude, I don't need to watch this demonic stuff.
Well, that's why I like the Conjuring movies, because the point of, even though it does have all the demonic stuff, the underlying theme is like faith and God are more powerful than all of that stuff.
I didn't know that. See?
Yeah, see,
you learn something new every day. But
yeah, and there's like 7 movies that you get 6 or 7 Conjuring movies that you can catch up on now.
Yeah, like for me, I don't mind like a movie like Scream or Michael Myers or Jason. To be honest, those aren't scary movies. Those are just gory movies. Like, I don't mind watching a gory movie. Like, that doesn't scare me. But what scares me is when you start going into that Exorcist territory. Yeah. The last scary... I've only seen one scary movie in theaters.
What?
It was called The Bye-Bye Man.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Why? Was it good? Did you like it?
I
heard it was horrible.
A lot of people said it was horrible, but I liked it. And I don't know.
Man.
Yeah, it's so dumb. My friends wanted to go watch it, and I came along, and I don't know why I watched it.
Okay, so Annabelle Comes Home. That's what I was gonna say. Because that's more of like an experience movie because it's just like the characters being scared, like going throughout the house being scared. That's like it was more like the last half of the movie, but that part was more of an experience because it was just like you're getting scared and then you're waiting to get scared and then you're getting scared, and it's kind of like that. But yeah, I think Joker was. It wasn't like Endgame or anything like that. It was like it was a drama, and it wasn't.
It was a drama, definitely.
Yeah.
But
Oh wait, what did I say? Did I say it wasn't a drama?
It was. You said it was a drama.
Okay, yeah,
I said I'm agreeing to you. Like it was a drama.
Yeah, it was.
But it wasn't targeted for like to be on its own. It was meant to be. It was meant to spark controversy. I think.
I think
it was like intended for controversy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for arguments and to start.
I mean, look what it did to us. But I feel like that was its point, and it wasn't just to be a good stand its own film. Like
Mm-hmm.
the director didn't do it for the love of the art. He did it to like prove a point or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that was the point. Like, since you wanted to prove a point, then that does make it art. It does make it kind of like more of an artistic movie than Endgame, because Endgame.
Oh, dude! Compared to Endgame, no question, dude.
Okay.
Endgame was
Endgame
was
okay. Even like Far From Home, because I think Joker has a lot more to say than Far From Home does about about treating how to treat other people and mental illness and violence.
To be honest, I need to rewatch Far From Home. Like I remember my first time watching Far From Home, I was like, dude, this is my favorite MCU movie. But dude, you know what has? Okay. Random question. Best superhero movie of all time.
My favorite. Wait, best or my favorite?
Best.
Best, I would say. Either The Dark Knight or superhero movies. I guess Avengers. My favorite though is Guardians of the Galaxy. Like the way that they handle.
Dude, okay. Don't hate me, but I don't like the first Guardians.
What, you don't?
I don't like it.
Why not?
I just don't like it. It doesn't appeal to me. The second one I like, but the first one I just didn't.
Bruh.
It took me. I didn't watch it till like 2007, 2018 maybe for the first time, like the full thing. I watched it in parts. I remember it just never caught my attention. And I saw the second one before I saw the first one. I saw the second one in the theaters. The second one was hilarious. I don't know, but okay. So for me, I have two. And one is the definitive dark-hearted superhero movie, Dark Knight, dude.
Yeah.
That movie. Pretty close to perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect, dude. Like, it's legitimately perfect. And then, I don't think you could ever top it. And saying this, I have another good question for you. But I'm going to continue. And then Spider-Man 2, definitive, lighthearted superhero movie. I can't tell which one I like more. And it just depends on my mood, I guess.
Yeah.
Which one I like more, but dude, they're both beautifully written. I guess the most positive message is Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 encapsulates what it would mean to be a hero. And it's a Peter Parker movie more than a Spider-Man movie, which I love. But anyways, here's the question of the day. Where's that from? Like, there's something of the day.
I don't know. A lot of stuff, I guess. I don't know if you could trace it back to one thing.
I know, but I know you could trace it back to either Spider-Man or Batman.
What?
Oh, it's from the trailer.
What?
It's from the... Dane DeHaan says that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, it's like, well, isn't that the question of the day?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I was thinking of that. See? Have that good memory. But anyways, what's it called? Joaquin Phoenix or Heath Ledger?
As Joker, I would say Heath Ledger, but as a dramatic performance and an overall better performance, I would say Joaquin.
Dude, you think Joaquin Phoenix's performance is better than Heath Ledger? No, okay. First of all,
his performance as an actor, not as a Joker.
I agree. Like, he did put on. His was more dramatic, definitely, because I mean, The Dark Knight wasn't meant to be dramatic with the Joker. It was meant to be chaotic. That's probably what I like, dude. Like, I don't know whether the Joker was like a sad comedian. I've heard theories that he's like a freaking former war veteran. Crazy. I'm sure you've heard of those.
No. Wait, which one? The Heath Ledger? Oh no, I haven't heard that.
He was like a freaking like war vet. That's why he was like, that's why he mentioned the fact that, you know, if a if a truckload of soldiers were to blow up, like, it's all part of the plan, but, like, if one random street cop dies, everyone loses their mind, and that's why he's so proficient in rifles, and that's why he was able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
That one scene when he was disguised as a cop, to do the honorary for Gordon's funeral. And, stuff like that. Not Gordon's funeral, but Mayor's funeral, maybe? Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure everyone out there knows what I'm talking about.
But yeah, that's why I say, like, I think Heath Ledger did a better job as Joker.
Oh, definitely. That's not even a question.
But Joaquin did a better job as as an actor because he did a lot more with the role than. And I know that's because Heath Ledger wasn't asked.
Dude, Heath Ledger defined a role. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
as the Joker, but not like.
But he delivered what he was supposed to.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
he turned into it. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he did a good job.
So you can't argue he has a better performance. You can argue he was more dramatic, which that I don't deny. But as a performance in a whole, I definitely think it goes to Heath Ledger. Because no one's seen someone that crazy. Like, you legitimately look at that Joker and be like, this man really doesn't care. Like, he literally burned all the money in the world.
Wait, okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember that? Like, he burned the...
Yeah, the all the mobs pyramid of cash.
Yeah. It's crazy. But you know what I like? You know what I did like about the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
Huh.
He was like, I don't care about politics. I did like that. Because he didn't want to divide the side. And I like that. To me, I took this as the anti-SJW message. Because, they're all doing this, and he's like, bro, I don't even care about any of this. But, I'm really curious as to what they're going to do with the ending.
I hope they don't make it, like, even though I want a sequel, I don't think they should make one. I think they should just leave it alone. But I don't think they should make a sequel with Joaquin, but I do think they could make a sequel with that Bruce Wayne from that timeline. I think that would be cool.
That would, but I can't see that Joker fighting a Batman.
Well, yeah, because he's going to be too old.
That too, and why would he want to fight Batman, Like, what's his reason to cause crime at that point? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a terrible Joker film.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's a good sound. I do see that, like, as a Joker movie, it's not, like, what it should be. Because he wasn't really trying to commit crimes, specifically. He didn't want to... He was just reacting to what was happening to him. And that's how he became the Joker.
You don't understand what was going through my mind when I heard that the Joker was a dark movie. Everyone was going through it. I asked one of my friends who was a Christian. I was like, dude, can I even watch this as a Christian? And they're like, oh, you should be fine. My mom watched it. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, this movie must be, like, so brutal. But I watched it and it was...
It was like normally. Like,
it was like
it's just about as violent as any other movie these days.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay.
I do think that the way that they used the violence was more jarring than a lot of other movies because
I love when he just straight up shot him, dude. That was funny.
With other movies, like they use the violence throughout it, so it's kind of like spread equally. But in this movie, it's like they throw it at you at random parts, and it kind of takes you by surprise. So I think that's why people think it's more disturbing than it actually is, because they're not expecting the violence to happen, and when it does, they're taken off guard.
Dude, okay, so I don't know how to feel about that. About you saying that Joaquin Phoenix had a better performance than Heath Ledger. I don't know. A lot of people were saying that, but I just can't see their understanding.
I do think that the role was better written too, because like an actor.
Dude, The Dark Knight was a perfectly written movie. What are you talking about?
No, not the movie. I'm saying that that Joaquin's role, his role specifically, was better written and more well rounded than Heath Ledger's role, because we didn't know anything about Heath Ledger, and yeah, that adds to his chaotic nature. But that's why I think. And he did that perfectly.
It's kind of what makes Joker so scary.
Exactly.
We don't understand him because he's not after something logical like money or power or respect. He just does things.
Yeah, but Joaquin had a lot more layers to his character than Heath Ledger did.
Do you watch Film Theory?
Sometimes, yeah. I don't watch it like all the time. But
dude, he made a film theory on suggesting that The Dark Knight. The hero of the movie The Dark Knight is actually Heath Ledger's Joker. and it was so good. You should. It just talks about how, like, you know, Heath Ledger stuff, like, you know, Batman inspired more crime, and he knew that if he killed Batman, there'd just be more vigilantes, and that's what he had to do was force him to quit, which he did. And you know, because of all the chaos he caused, like, dude, he literally put the mob out of power by burning all their money. If you think about it. So it could really be like, and he thinks that Christopher Nolan intended it to be that way. So Batman was the hero that they needed, but Joker was the hero they deserved. You know, it was crazy. That was a good theory. He outdid himself on that theory, in my opinion.
Okay, so now let's move into the second thing we want to talk about, which is the fact that in the last episode, you guys might remember that I mentioned that I was looking for a job, and I finally got one. It's my first job, and I got hired last Friday, and I'm going to be working at Chick-fil-A on Blackstone, and I'm super excited because, one, I think Chick-fil-A is a great company, and two...
Outstanding company.
Yeah, and two, I'm excited to, you know, finally contribute something to the workforce, because I felt super lazy just staying here and going to school and coming back home, and, you know, I did chores and stuff. It's not like I just sat on the couch and, like, I helped my family. But now I could finally actually, you know, work for a living.
Dude, being out of high school makes me feel so useless, so pathetic, dude. Like, it gets me mad that I'm not already making a 6-figure job. And even then, like, I want to be a workaholic, but dude, it's like, I can't. I'm 17. I can't be a workaholic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just can't. No matter how hard I want to be. But, you know, like, for example, like, working at Experian, dude, I can't work, like, 50 hours at Experian. I wish I could, but I can't. And then, you know, I was thinking about getting another job, but doing that, like, my flexibility would not be what it is, you know?
Yeah. I think right now, as long as you're not on your own yet, nobody needs 2 jobs, really, unless you want to go to Harvard or something. But if you're...
Dude, I have been blessed to have my education paid for. That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah, if you go... a lot of people, like, the fact that we live in California, even though, like, we might not agree with the politics of the state itself, they do provide a lot for the people, which is what I kind of like. Like, how did you get your college paid for?
Scholarships.
Yeah. Okay. So you got yours paid for through scholarships, but city college is free for first year students.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool.
I think that's how they get you, bro.
Who?
That's how the libs get you, dude.
Get who? Me?
Everyone, dude. That's like... I think you're educated, but someone who's not educated, typically... I don't know why you ended up in city college. You could do so much better. But typically, the average person who goes to city college probably had an average GPA of a 2.0 in high school. Like, they just, you know, glided through, you know? And, you know, they're being exposed all to this liberal stuff, and that's the only reality they know. I think, especially coming from, like, you probably don't know this. I don't want to judge your future president, but, I mean, you seem pretty well off. I mean, you live in North Fresno. Your dad has, you know, his foundation on faith, which is a really good way to live your life. Like, dude, if you're set on faith and you really want to glorify God, you will be successful. Yeah. Financially, in every way. But, you know, someone who lives low income, who sees that life, like, meaningless, like, you know, unfortunately, like, a lot of immigrants, you know, like, a lot of people who have parents who are immigrants, both illegal and legal, like, their parents aren't very educated. So their parents will be like, you just look to your teachers, you know? Your teachers, I can't teach you this, you know? And stuff like that. And you have these very left-leaning professors brainwashing kids who legitimately think that they're right.
Is that happening to you?
No.
You have Oh, because you go to FPU, right?
Yeah.
No, but that's what I was going to say. Like
that's how they get you.
No, but city college, at least from my experience, isn't super left-leaning. Like, some professors
What are your classes, though? That's the thing.
I have history, psychology... And yeah, like some of them don't believe in Christian things, but that's not bad.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm all for all objective. Like, I'm not a religious... I would consider myself a religious person. I'm a facts and science person. But, you know, thankfully science and, you know, historical documents have proven the existence of Jesus Christ. Whether you want to deny that or not, that's up to you. But, you know, Jesus Christ existed. That's undeniable. What people argue or are skeptical about is whether he resurrected from the dead or not. But every legitimate atheist who has like a doctorate degree knows that Jesus existed.
Okay, so I think at least with City College, I haven't experienced any like super left-leaning professors, and the fact that, like you said, people who go to City College aren't like that I went because they have an honors program that puts you, that gives you a way higher chance of getting into a UC.
Exclusively,
so that's why
I mentioned you. And dude, UCs are even worse left-leaning.
I know, but City College...
Exactly, that's how they get you. You go into the honors program, you end up at a UC, and then... But think about it. You don't have this because you have faith. Uh-huh. But imagine if you weren't Christian.
Yeah, I guess...
Your experience would be totally different.
Yeah.
And in this society, like, we're not the nation under God we used to be. Mm-hmm. Everyone rejects God now, whether they want to admit it or not. Everyone rejects God nowadays. Like, if you weren't Christian, I'm pretty sure you'd be a lib.
Okay,
but I would be a lib too.
But you said that people who go to City College aren't that educated, so then what the professors are feeding them, which is what you said, like far left stuff, that's all they know. But the people who do go there and don't have that much education aren't the ones in the honors program. Because the honors program are for the more educated people. And those people are already set on their values. Like whether they want to be, Republicans or Democrats. Or if they just want to be, not political at all. So I think people that are in the honors program and get transferred to the UCs are already educated.
In the honors program are looking to be open-minded. I mean, if you look at most of...
That's fine.
Just go to all the valedictorians to Edison. Most of them are all far-leaning libs, and that's because they embodied the principles of being open-minded. And I feel like it's different. If you're conservative, you're set. But if you're centrist or left-leaning, your whole platform is open-mindedness, and that's how propaganda gets you.
Well, City College itself I think it's the fact that City College is paid for is good because, like you said, a lot of the people who do go to City College aren't high income people, and they do need college paid for.
Yeah, I'm not.
So, I mean, even though
I'm not a fan of free college for City College.
Not free college completely, but City College is...
I'm not a fan of free City College, dude, because, I mean, first of all, as long as you have a high school degree and you don't have kids till you're married, you'll do fine in life. Like, we need people to do those blue collar jobs. We need people to do those jobs, and sometimes it's not even about what you know, but who you know, dude.
Yeah.
As long as if you just embody like principal values of being nice, being honest, like hard work, talent has nothing to do with it, showing up on time, being faithful, not even to God, but just like to your employer, like you will make bank, like you will be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like college should just be like if you're trying to be a doctor, or if you're trying to study something or invent something, but like for normal people, I don't feel like that college should be necessary. Everyone has this idea that college is like super necessary, but I don't see it. Like
it's only because you get better jobs if you have a college education. Like if jobs weren't so.
What job can I get with the gender studies degree?
Yeah, that's the problem. Like if you want to get a well-paying job, you don't do that. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you want to get into like a degree in like the hard sciences where you need it, but like why do you need a degree in social work? You could just train someone into social work. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Like my sister has a degree in social work, and let me tell you, she is not smart at all. Like I remember being 8th grade, like I was able to do her homework. She'd always complain like, "Oh my gosh, college is so hard," and I'd just do her homework. It was a breeze. Like I feel like society has definitely limited itself. Like, dude, back then people our age were like set. Like if you're like 16, 17, 18, you weren't married, you weren't having your own house, you weren't getting ready to have kids, dude, you were like a loser. Now we're like encouraged to like be on freaking healthcare till like we're 25. I don't know, it's just crazy to me.
I think it depends on like how you live too, because I definitely don't feel encouraged to not have a job. But I think that's also because I have my parents like encouraging me, you can like get a job so then you can provide not for us but for yourself, and so you can make a way for yourself because you need a job in the future. And now Because
dude,
nothing's gonna come free to you.
So important in today's
yeah.
world, dude. Like, they don't even understand. Like, I feel like a lot of like left-leaning people had jobs in high school. Their whole like, not even political like mindset, but their whole mindset as a whole would change. Like, dude, I've always been conservative, but working at Experian made me like a lot more conservative, dude.
Why?
It's just like, for example, the minimum wage, dude. Minimum wage, I believe that there should be no minimum wage because...
There should be no minimum wage?
No minimum wage.
Why not?
Okay, dude, think about it like this. No one's going to work for $0 an hour.
That's true. But
so no one will not get paid. But and if someone's, like, if a 14-year-old kid is willing to work for $8 an hour, $6 an hour, just for the experience, like, dude, like, if my like, I plan to be well off in the future, and hopefully I am, but I will encourage my kid to get a job, and if he's only making $6 an hour, like, that's more money in his pocket, plus what I'm giving him. Because your first minimum wage job shouldn't be about making the money. Rather, it should be about all the lessons you learn.
Yeah.
All the experience you gain, you know? Like, you shouldn't be 30 working at, like, McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like there should be no minimum wage. Because, say this. Say your revenue only allows you to make $30, okay?
An hour?
Then to make $30... To give $30.
To pay $30?
To pay $30. So,
okay.
Say the minimum wage was $15. Well, then you can only have 2 employees.
Yeah.
Minimum wage was, $10, then $30, 3 employees, $30. But, say the minimum wage is $6. You can hire 5, 16-year-old kids and teach them stuff that very valuable. But as you notice, as the minimum wage increases, you see less and less teenagers working. Because minimum wage jobs were meant for teenagers. Like, ask anybody in the 90s and the 80s, they all worked at, like, ice cream shops and little places. But now, small business won't dare hire a teenager, dude. Like, Experian did not hire teenagers. I literally was so bold to apply, and my job interview was literally, like, my mindset was, the worst they could do is tell me no.
Yeah.
So I went in there with high hopes. I told them, like, look, I'm not a minor, but here, I mean, I'm not of age, but hear me out. I gave them a great resume. I had a good interview, and I got hired. Which is the perks of a small business, dude. They could have never broken the rules for McDonald's or Target, but it's Experian small business. They're like, okay. Small business for the win.
I think minimum wage isn't for I don't think it's... like you said, I don't think teenagers necessarily need $13 an hour. They don't... Because what are they paying for? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
They might be paying for their gas and their car, but that's pretty much it. But I think the minimum wage is more for people who need jobs, but they can't find a career.
That comes down to personal responsibility. Like, chances are, if you're working a minimum wage job and you're over 25, you could have done something different.
But what about, like you said, that you shouldn't be going to college unless you want to become a doctor or something. But what about all the people that don't want to become doctors and who just want to be, like, I don't know, they say if somebody wanted to work at Rasputin.
Start a business!
But
bro,
you need to go to college.
Rasputin's,
but you gotta go to college for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Why not?
You don't have to start. You don't have to go to college.
Well, you should. If you want to be a successful businessman,
dude,
you should go to college.
The most successful entrepreneurs did not go to college.
Who?
Bill Gates.
He didn't go to college?
He didn't graduate.
Oh, well, but he still went to college.
Well, okay, yes, but
I think
feel like
college education...
I feel like you can learn all you need to about entrepreneurship in books. There's so much well-written books. And here's something that I've never understood. Bro, if you're poor and you're under the age of 28, why don't you join the military? They will pay for everything. All your money is luxuries. Like...
I do,
and they give you career paths, like literally, like just 2 months of schooling, and boom, you're set. Like, it's so easy. You just gotta put in the effort. Yeah,
I think it's definitely, like, going into the military is an honorable thing to do as a whole, but even personally, it's a good path to take if you don't know where else to go.
It's the best path if you don't know where else to go. Because 1, they're paying for you to live. 2, you're staying active, and you're not. Humans need to struggle. Like, you know, you're not gonna, like, a typical 25-year-old man who doesn't know what they're gonna do. They're gonna fall into depression. They're gonna start eating. They're gonna start doing all this horrible stuff. But if you're in the military, bro, you have this sense of camaraderie. You're with your brothers, you know. You're working out. You're staying healthy. Like, it's a beautiful thing. And I feel like it's sadly underlooked in society.
Yeah. And even for the people who don't, like, because I know a lot of people don't believe in fighting. Like, you know, they're pacifists. So they're... Even though you might not want to fight, you could still help.
Dude,
in,
there's
like,
a
technology.
job for everything. They have a... Dude, like, there's a job for everything in the Marine.
Yeah, I definitely think there are a lot of
options. In the
options.
military. Like, dude, there's, like, someone has to make the suit. Someone has to, like... Okay, you know how, like, military is, like, a perfectionist with their uniforms? There's people who design clothes there, you know? They're designing the camos, you know, you could do literally anything. There's janitors in the freaking Marine Corps.
Yeah.
There's chefs, like, there's cooks, there's everything. Like, because that's, like, their own little mini cities. Have you been to bases? They're basically mini cities, dude. So it's like, you need a job for anything. Like, that's just a perfect place. Plus, you get to serve, dude. And you get to make friends. Like, I don't see why people... To be honest, I've been thinking about this a lot. Which I am... I consider myself a libertarian, except for abortion. I'm super anti it, but for the most part, it's like you can do whatever you want. If something happens bad, that's your fault. But I've been thinking about it, and this is a very authoritarian view, but I feel like everyone should be forced to go through boot camp. I feel like everyone should be forced to, like, go as a reservist in the military. Like, everyone should be forced to have some sort of military experience, some sort of... That way you keep people fit, people know how to defend themselves, and it's not like a full-time thing, it's just like a 3-month, boom. And it benefits you more than it benefits your country if you think about it. Like,
I don't know about forced to do, because...
Oh, forced men. Not women. I don't think women should be forced to. But I feel like men should be forced to.
I don't know if anybody should be forced to do anything except, you know, like, getting an education in this country is required.
I don't think you should get forced to get an education.
What? Why not?
If you want an education, cool. If you want to be a bum, that you have the choice to be a bum.
Well, no, but usually the requirement of education is more for the parents. Like, you're required to take your kid to school, or get your kid to school.
But that's on the parents. Like, if you're...
But like, what if the parent's a drug addict and they're like, you don't need school, just beg for money, but then the kid never has a chance?
I'm pretty sure a kid at the age of probably 7 is self-aware to notice, like...
Not if they were raised that way.
Raising someone, that's the biggest, like, BS ever. When someone says they're raised some way, that has no effect, dude. My dad is a literal atheist and a communist. I'm the exact opposite. Like, being raised has nothing to do with how you are.
But what if you're...
There's literal studies who say if your parents are the sloppiest people, you will come out clean. And sometimes it's like your parents were the cleanest people, you come out clean. It just depends on the person's personal values bestowed upon God. I mean, read 1 Corinthians and Psalms. Like, he talks about, like, everyone has the 10 Commandments engraved in their conscience. Some people just don't do it. But if the kid has intent to do good, like, bro, he will go to school. Like, he will do that stuff. I'm sure if he has friends or neighborhood, like, someone in the family has to encourage you, whether it's your grandma or your uncle. Like, eventually there will be a point where you can go to school. I do feel like primary school should be free. I mean, granted, I'm not a fan of the public school system, but I feel like it should be there as an option. And I feel like a younger person could go. I mean, it's never too late to go to school. I feel like even older people should have that option. But
I think it depends on what you value more, because if you value, education or, like, what would you say boot camp is promoting?
Ethics.
Okay.
I value ethics more than anything.
Okay.
Like, I'd much rather have a kid who's stupid, never went to school, but has good moral values, than some super smart, arrogant teenage kid.
I guess I could see that. I could see your argument. But yeah, like, I think education should be required for kids, because I think that's more important than, like, physical fitness. Or
as a kid, yeah, you can't force kids to go through boot camp. I'm talking about, like,
Oh, you mean like teenagers?
Not even teenagers. I'm talking about, like, 18-year-olds. Like, you're an adult.
18-year-olds.
No, why are we gonna put a kid through boot camp when we're
That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like.
No, like, people our age, like, I feel like we should get put through boot camp. I mean, to be honest, I feel like that's why I'm doing it, just because I need to know that I can do it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's just me, though.
But yeah, I don't think anybody should be, especially adults, like, shouldn't be forced to do anything.
Yeah, like, you know, it's your life. Like, God gave us free will, so why can't we just keep that? Like, you know.
Yeah, because, like, even, like, right now, college isn't, like, that's not required. Education isn't required anymore. So, therefore, I don't think anything should be required, because the people who have drive and have the desire to make something of themselves will. And the people that, or will at least try. And the people that don't, and who are lazy, you know, they'll get what they... Not what
if
they
there's
deserve,
a will, there's
but,
a way, dude. Like,
yeah.
It's totally true. God will give you what you're willing to fight for.
Yeah, so people who do, you know, if something is required, then you're not really giving them a choice whether or not they want to make something of themselves. It's like you're saying, oh, you got to do this because we want you to be a good person.
Do you know why free will is bestowed upon us?
Why?
Yeah.
You mean like the origins of free will?
Do you know why it's bestowed upon us by God? And you know why it should be bestowed upon us as a society?
I guess I'll just let you tell me, because I would have to think about that.
Okay, well, here you go. Okay. God. Like, a lot of people say, you know, why does God permit evil? But here's the thing. Having a free will, you know, God obviously created no sin. Like, all sin is created by humans.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, all murders. Who's the first murderer? Human. Who created that? A human. God didn't murder someone first. It was a human.
Yeah.
You know, diseases like AIDS or cancer must have been caused by incest or like some form of bestiality or something. Like, it's jokeable, but it's true. Like, you know, if you really start to think about it, I mean, how do disabilities go about? A lot of them have been traced to incest. You know, if everyone were to follow the Bible, yeah, the world would be perfect. But here's the thing: free will permits love. So here's the thing: if you know I was some super rich guy and I wanted to marry your daughter and I just paid her off, you know, and you're like, okay, you can have her. Like, you really think she loves me?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we have free will. Like,
yeah, I do agree.
Like, that's why we have free will, because that's the only way we could love God. We could, like, you know, if God forces us to follow His law, like, we don't love Him.
Mm-hmm.
He's our dictator. But, you know, since we're granted free will, we have the option to love Him and to accept Him as our Savior and our Lord. But it's the same like that as a society. Like, if we're forced to do something, we're not going to be passionate about it. We're not going to have that drive, the desire, the love for the things we do.
Yeah.
Because we're all different. We all have different aspirations, bro. Like, for example, your dad clearly loved music.
Mm-hmm.
If he was forced to be a DJ, I don't think he'd want to do that.
Yeah.
You know? He found that love because he had the freedom to, bro. Freedom is so important.
Yeah.
God bless America.
Okay, so now... Oh, yeah. So speaking of America, now we're going to talk about today, which is Columbus Day, and whether or not... Let's just keep it going with the debates, because now we can talk about whether or not we believe Columbus Day should be a thing. Should be a holiday. Do you?
See, I want to say yes just because I'm a teenager and I hate school, so, you know, an extra day off, why not?
Well, we don't get it off anymore.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, we should get it off as a school.
Uh-huh.
Considered that we get other things off. But honestly, I don't know enough about the history. Like, I don't know the arguments as to why you shouldn't and why you should.
It's pretty simple. Like, okay, so basically the two main arguments are Columbus Day is a celebration of the beginning of America, you know, the discovery of it. And so even before, you know, 1776 when the Declaration of Independence was signed, this is...
Wait, did Columbus find United States of America or just the Americas as a whole?
The Americas as a whole.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so
it's not just a United States thing. It's America, Mexico, Canada, South America type of thing?
Yeah, you would have to look up specifically where he landed, because I don't remember.
But he found, like, this part of the continent, basically.
Yeah. And then the other argument is that Columbus did horrible things, which is true. He did horrible things when he came to America, and therefore we shouldn't celebrate Columbus Day. Instead, we should celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, which is celebrating the people who were here first and the people who were robbed of their original right to the land.
I see
both sides.
I see both sides too. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. Like, you can't call yourself a conservative if you don't look at liberal views. You can't call yourself a Christian if you don't look at atheist things. Like, you have to look at both sides.
Yeah.
But you know, whether you want or not, you think one side is stupid. That's totally up to you. But you know, I was a liberal for like the longest. I was all like SJW for a cool minute. Mm-hmm. But anyways, then I grew up here and used my brain, not my feelings. But anyways, where am I gonna go? Where was I going with this? I swear this was good. Oh yeah. Oh, might be a little bit offensive, but nothing triggers me when people say, you know, America should be free. You know, there's no such thing as illegals on stolen land. First of all, I bet the natives would have loved to have a wall. Like, you're right.
Yeah, just like
they would have loved to have a wall, dude. They'd probably be the most for the wall people out there. Mm-hmm. Especially with what happened to them. Like, why can't we learn from the sins of our fathers? Like, you know, maybe I'm thankful they didn't, because you know
it was. Yeah, I think we can agree that like the treatment was horrible and it was bad and like
definitely. Dude, it was Democrats. You know, Andrew Jackson, the first Democrat. You know, trail in tears and all that. But you know,
but the original, yeah. So I do see like don't celebrate Columbus. I agree with that. Wait, it's loud. Okay. Like we shouldn't celebrate Columbus, the man. We should celebrate, you know, the beginning of America, because I think like people don't.
So you just want to title it different? Is that the argument?
I guess we could. I wouldn't be offended if we titled it something different, because like it shouldn't. Yeah, because Columbus Day gives the wrong idea. It's like we're celebrating, like Happy Columbus Day. But Christopher Columbus.
You could argue that with anything. Like, why do we call Dr. Martin Luther King Day? Why don't we call it Civil Rights Day?
Because we're celebrating him and what he did, like what he did for civil rights.
Why don't we? But you know, what about all the people who were pro-abortion? He was anti-abortion. You could argue that he was a freaking he was sexist.
I guess you could, yeah, but like with
you could argue that he was homophobic because he was a Christian.
I don't know about that. That's like generalizing.
I mean, if you're a Christian, you, in a sense, have to be against it. But
it depends on what you mean, like, because, you know, you can't categorize all Christians. Because I do know... You
can, because there's only one way to be Christian. You could call yourself Christian. I mean, even the Bible says many will claim the title, but few will actually heard it. No, basically, it's like this. No matter how much I think I'm a woman, I am not a woman. Mm-hmm. I can truly believe that I'm a woman. Like, I could call myself a woman. I can genuinely, in my heart, feel like I'm a woman. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't objectively make me a woman. Just like that. You could feel like you're a Christian. You can call yourself a Christian. But if you're objectively a Christian, you will have some sort of...
But to a certain degree, yeah, I think all Christians are different. Like, I don't think there's...
How could we all be so different if it's the same book?
Because, no, I'm not saying what we believe. I'm saying how we live our life. So, like...
Oh, definitely. Like, well, we have Christian liberties, dude.
I'm saying, like our views on modern laws and stuff. So, like, if you're a Christian, you don't need to believe that immigration is bad. Or illegal immigration is bad. Like, you could believe different things...
Well, you can't. Read Romans 13.
What did it say?
It talks about obeying all authorities. As Christians, we're supposed to be the model citizens.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but then again, Jesus didn't obey the authorities either.
Well, yeah, because God's law is above all.
Yeah.
It ultimately says that, but, I mean, it's not unjust to have security. I mean, Israel was a nation. It was God's people, so...
But also,
why does that make it America being a nation, claiming a sort of sovereignty so bad? Mm-hmm. Nah, that's just me, though. What do I know? I'm a little beaner. I'm a little beaner kid from southeast Fresno. So, you know, you'll never see me on, like, CNN or anything.
Okay, wait. We're at Columbus Day. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I don't think that we should... I think Martin Luther King Day should stay... You know, because like I said...
Oh, me too. I definitely think so. Like, yeah. I'm all for Columbus Day. Like, dude.
Oh, like the name Columbus Day too?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, you think we should keep it?
Like, it's just... Well, what do we name it?
Well, yeah, I guess I don't mind either. Like, I don't care what we name it, but the actual celebration of...
I mean, if we're celebrating like what Columbus did. I'm sure Martin Luther King had his dark sides, like, you know.
Yeah.
We celebrate what he did. I mean, President's Day. We celebrate President's Day because they're presidents, but every president did something horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for example. I mean,
but, like, some people did more bad things than others. So.
Definitely.
So, I think that's where, like, you can draw the line between, like, who to celebrate and what idea
I think we should celebrate what they did, not the person as a whole.
Yeah.
Because we celebrate Martin Luther King. You said not because he existed. You know, I mean, he's not a god. It's because what he did.
Yeah, because
Well, I mean, Columbus could have been a horrible person, but it doesn't change the fact that he did discover the Americas.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
yeah. So we're celebrating like what,
and then especially, I feel like we should be forgiveful too, like as a society. I mean, if like no matter how much you want to fight this, we are a nation under God. It's in our flag salute, it's in our quarters, it's in our money. And Jesus always talked about forgiveness, and forgiveness isn't some forced religion thing. It's a beautiful, normal, secular, moral thing if you don't want to be religious, you know?
Yeah. We could, like, and I'm all
for
forgiving.
If you look at the Bible, dude, Paul murdered Christians, dude. Like, everyone has horrible things, and some of the best people have made the worst mistakes.
Yeah.
Both Christian and atheists, and Muslims and Hindus alike.
Yeah.
That's just a basic principle.
I think we should definitely, like, forgive people for what they did wrong. And, I mean, if you want to forgive Columbus, that's up to you. But, like, there's a difference between forgiving somebody and celebrating somebody.
Yeah,
like,
you could forgive. We're not celebrating the person, we're celebrating what he did.
And what he did, like, specifically discovering America, not celebrating what he did in general as a person.
Discovering that moment.
So, like, we're celebrating a specific action that Columbus did.
That's what we do with Martin Luther King. We wouldn't celebrate him if he didn't do the civil rights.
No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating him, for his advocacy for civil rights, but not, like, one single event that he contributed to.
Yeah, but what's bigger than discovering America, which ultimately led to the greatest society that ever assembled? I mean, love America or hate it. There's no despite that is the most important country ever, and if it's like so innovative in its ideas and thinking of freedoms and tolerance and all that. That's just me.
No, yeah, I agree.
Hey, bro, twinning is winning.
Okay, so
great minds think alike.
So so both of us agree that we should keep Columbus Day, right?
Yeah. Plus, it's one more day off of school, dude.
Well, not for the kids, but who cares about the kids now?
F the kids.
Okay, so I think that was.
Dude, I've gotten really good at not cursing. I'm proud of myself. I used to curse so much.
I mean, it's not that difficult. Like,
if it's a habit,
you can get over any habit.
Yeah, I know. It took me like a week, and then after that, like I just stopped.
Yeah, and actually, that would be like a quick, extinction of a habit. But like I heard that it takes 21. Have you heard like it takes 21 days to stop a habit? Which I
heard that makes sense. 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks?
I heard that was 2 weeks.
Oh, well,
I could be wrong.
You did 2. You did 1 week. You heard 2 weeks. I heard 3 weeks. I guess it just like overall.
I've heard that the first week's always the hardest of everything. Even in boot camp, I heard that the first week is the hardest, just because it's doing it. That I heard that starting is always the hardest part. But yeah, I need to start working out. That's what I need to do.
Okay, so we talked about all the stuff we need to. So let's sign off and then we'll be done. Okay, so what we usually do is we do the same thing that we did for the intro. I'm Jeffrey, you're Miguel, and you listened to SoundWaves. So you just want to do that? I'll say the last part so we don't have to say it on time. Okay, ready? I'm Jeffrey. Oh wait. Okay, let me do it like a more broad ending. Okay, so thanks for listening to this episode of SoundWaves. We hope you enjoyed it, and tune into the next episode. I'm Jeffrey.
I'm Miguel,
and you listened to SoundWaves.